All right, update on AMD pre-earnings here. So we have a move where I thought it was an impulse at first. It's looking like the alt count of this being an ABC move actually makes more sense. So we get this move down right here, and I'll show you why. It's timing wise more than anything. So we get a move down here, bounce. Let's take the 1.61 fib of this right here. And it comes basically down to here. And if you look at the timing of this, October 9th to November 15th, so we're looking at about 37 days. This next bounce takes about 19 days, about half of that. This whole move is about half of that. So this would be overall W, X, Y, and then this right here would be X. And then let's look where the 1.61 fib goes. 1.61 fib comes down to here. Let's look at how long this took right here, October 9th to November 15th. So it took about 37 days. From here down to the bottom of the 1.61 fib, it is 26 plus 13, 39 days. This is likely Y here. That would make this right here A, B, C right there. And that would make this an A wave. And then this would more than likely be a B wave. So A, B, and then we would have a 5-wave move coming up. That means I'd be looking bullish from here into earnings. So we'd be looking for a move minimum up here to 125.59. If you look at the expected move for earnings going into the end of the week, it's about $9. So that takes us right to about 126. That's also right where this gap fills at 127. And then from there, it could be a lot of different things. This could be double X. And we could start another move down like this. One thing that I saw on here that I haven't pointed out in the previous videos is that we have a demand zone down here at 91 bucks all the way down here to 82 bucks. So very well could be going all the way down there straight away if we get this bounce up here into 127, or it's going to end up going like this up here into weekly supply. That probably makes more sense. You take this parallel line here from the weekly supply, it takes us right down here to 91 bucks. Where am I getting 91 bucks? 1.61 fib goes to 83 bucks actually, but if you take the parallel line, the length of it, am I on regular again? No, I'm not. Actually, you'd have to come up here for that. So that doesn't really fit exactly. This actually takes it down here to, no, I'm sorry, from right here it does. From right here, it takes us down here to 93 bucks. I had that in the wrong spot. So again, it makes more sense for us to bounce all the way to weekly supply because it goes right down here to 91 bucks. But I think that this move ended, and you can see it here on the weekly. There's only been one green candle this whole way, and it's been right here, pullback. So this is looking like a B wave. We should be getting a C wave up from here, and the weekly supply is right up here at 137. Can we get there straight away? I'm not sure about that. It would have to be some really good news. Expected move is 9 bucks. Again, that takes us to 126. But it's possible if they put out some really, really good numbers, because this is such beaten down. They could finish off weekly supply and the overall B wave like that. So we could be looking at something like this and then get down here to 91 bucks. So that's why I'm kind of like, I wouldn't be selling covered calls here. I don't know what you'd be selling covered calls here for. Are you afraid of more downside? If it comes down here, you can maybe see 108. And I've said in previous videos, 108 makes sense from the standpoint of this right here, the same length, or 107, 108, something like that. And then we bounce. But I just showed you that this is WXY down here to the bottom right here. First green candle was right there. So I'm leaning higher after earnings. I'm looking for 126, that gap fill minimum. Potentially up here, but that's probably going to be hard to get to right away. On the downside, if it does invalidate, invalidations below 112.76, it's earnings, so it could go either way. But the chart is showing up, but if it does come down here, maybe 108, I don't think you're just going to get a straight move down here to 91 bucks. I think we need a bounce here. You can see on the weekly, this is at the very edge. So it doesn't make sense to come down here. We have to have a big bounce up here first, and then it can come down. I don't think that this is the start of a big move higher either. You can see it can't be, because then what would this be right here? This would be some kind of ABC move. I looked at potentially this being ABC like that, but it doesn't make any sense. It makes sense where it ends right here. We get a move up. We made a new low. The only possibility I see on this is a C wave higher. So let's look at the 1.61 fib of this. It takes us up here to 125. Projected to go up here to 122. So again, it's projecting like 130. And the max is 133 if you're using fibs. So again, this will be the overall C wave here. And the whole thing would look like this. ABC like that. Potentially all the way up here. If it only goes to here, then I would just watch for a pullback, and then we'd have to see. Maybe it'll end up doing this. Because the 1.61 fib of 130 from the bottom here takes us right into that weekly supply zone. So I still think 140 is coming. It's been a long wait. A lot longer than I expected. But it makes sense for us to get all the way up here to 140. You can see that would be the edge of the daily standard deviations. And then it could move down here like this and finish off this move. So the whole thing would be ABC, ABC, ABC. And then there's very good potential that that's the end of the fourth wave. I've shown this in previous videos. Got to go back to the log chart. There's a very good chance that's a fourth wave. So I'll have to go back here and like look at all this. This is kind of tough to figure out, but I think that let's see here. This is so we hit the 1.61 fib right there. So we're getting the sideways movement. If this was wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, this would be wave 4, and then it'd be ready for a wave 5. So yeah, if it goes down to 91 bucks, I'm a huge buyer again, but I think we're going to retrace to at least like 130 after earnings. Hopefully that clears up some stuff there. I'm not really that worried because I think that it could come down to 108, but really even at that point, it's not going to come straight down here to 91 bucks unless they have catastrophic earnings, but that would completely change the whole move. I think it's just ready for a bounce. So that's my update on AMD pre-earnings. Let's see what happens. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next video.